Hello, and welcome back to a special late night episode of I May Be Young But. And by late night, I mean it's like 10 o'clock and I was in my bed and I was like, I should record an episode. Anyway, I'm fully ramified today. I've got noodle here and a ramen blanket. So we're all in. It's actually a little bit cold, which is why I have the blanket today. Anyway, today's topic is, drumroll please, de-influencing. Let's get into what exactly de-influencing is. For those of you who don't know, de-influencing is essentially when people with big platforms like TikTok creators, Instagram creators, YouTube creators, like de-promote a product. And what I mean by that is essentially they'll take a product that a lot of people are buying and tell people not to buy it. Either it's overrated, it doesn't work, like whatever product it is, their marketing was just so good that everybody bought it, but these creators are saying that the product is actually not good and don't waste your money on it. When de-influencing first started, a lot of people said it was to combat overconsumption. You'll see a lot of creators, like especially beauty creators, makeup creators, like a lot of my favorite makeup creators, they have drawers full of foundations, concealers, eyeshadows that they get from PR, but then they end up having like 68 bottles of foundation all in the same shade. And they try out all these foundations and they're like, oh my gosh, this one's good. Oh my gosh, this one's good too. Until they keep all of them because they were free gifts. Like, you don't throw away free gifts. But then essentially more and more people buy more and more foundations. And they get under the impression that they need multiple of these products to look like their favorite creators. So they end up buying more, and more. People who have like skincare obsessions are also very guilty of this. There's girls with full cabinets of stuff. And the reality is, while you can have many different products, not all of those can go on your face at once.
What?
Like if you have 70 products, you can only put on like 5 max before you're just using the same thing again. When I first started getting like a little bit more into skincare and like taking care of my skin, I was like researching like what was good, what was bad, like what was good for my skin type, what was bad for my skin type. And I have that combination skin. Like in the center of my face, it's very oily, but then like the outskirts are kind of dry, which just made it more difficult. But I found out that like a lot of different skincare products have different chemicals in them that like obviously help them achieve their goal for their face. But in reality, you can't mix a lot of them. Like niacinamide, you can't mix that with certain ingredients, so you have to use them separately. Retinol, you have to use separately because retinol is known to be very drying for your skin. So if you pair it with other possibly drying products, you're going to look like a scaly reptilian monster. I'm sorry. That's just the case. And essentially, because you can't mix those products, obviously you can't use all those products in one night. So de-influencing was first an attempt to combat overconsumption and tell people that you don't need everything that you see on TikTok. You can buy just a couple of things. You might have heard of like the hashtag TikTok made me buy it trend, and you can scroll through millions of videos of people having viral products. And sure, a couple of those reviews are going to be good, but the reality is that product isn't going to work for everyone. So you spending your money on it when you might already have a different item from a different brand in your house is unnecessary. Like maybe the Dyson Airwrap, it works good, but I've seen like a couple of reviews here and there where people like it didn't work for my hair, maybe because it wasn't their hair type. When in reality, there's probably other blow dryers and combs, and I think it was maybe just to cut down on labor. But there's a lot of cheaper alternatives for the Dyson Airwrap that you can buy, but people wanted specifically that one, $600 in all, 600 or 500. I can't really remember. And so hashtag de-influencing took the world by storm. People like, oh, I'm not gatekeeping, and like telling people like which products were really worth it. People telling people like which products were really worth it and then still having like 70 other ones in their cabinet. Like you gotta get rid of some of them. And essentially like cutting down on things. I like to think this came with like the evolution of the Visco girl. So, a couple of years back, it was at its peak when I was in 6th grade. And that was girls with like scrunchies and Lululemon and Hydro Flask and a whole bunch of products. And that was like the style. That was like the it girl that everybody wanted to be. And I was never personally one myself. I did get into the scrunchies trend. Now I have a lot of them just because like they're so easy. They're not damaging for your hair. Scrunchies are great. That was one thing that was good to bring back. But also I now own a Hydro Flask. It works okay. Like it's not the best water bottle in the world, but I just have one. So we go from that a couple of years ago till now, like the big girly aesthetic is the it girl aesthetic, the clean girl aesthetic. The clean girl aesthetic is somebody who like wakes up at 6 a.m. and she goes to work out and then she goes to do actual work and then she has a healthy breakfast with an acai bowl and her hair is always in a clean sleek bun and she's got a pair of gold hoops that are just to die for and she's a minimalist wardrobe and with that minimalist wardrobe comes minimalist things, meaning she only owns a couple products. She doesn't need a whole thing. I think there still is like an overconsumption aesthetic with like product brands like the preppy girl. There's nothing wrong with like the preppy girl aesthetic at all. And for those of you who don't know what the preppy girl aesthetic is, it's very like pink, girly, with like a lot of skirts and things like that. But a lot of them tend to own a lot of products from like specific brands like Drunk Elephant. And Drunk Elephant, one product that is being heavily de-influenced is the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops. I'll put a picture there. Essentially, it helps like with like it makes you look tanner and like glowy without having a like fake tan. And so everybody was buying them and they were sold out everywhere.
These bronzing drops are so expensive. I promise you, if you go on the Drunk Elephant website, you will not find anything under $20.
That is one benefit of it because with the influencing and less overconsumption, less buying things from brands that are super high prices. And maybe that'll get them to lower their prices. Please. Those bronzing drops, like people, because they're always sold out everywhere, you can't ever find them. People have been finding alternatives or just saying, don't use it at all. Another product that has been heavily de-influenced lately is the viral Dior blush. Picture there for you. When it first came out, everybody was buying it and they were like, oh my gosh, the Dior blush. I love it so much. And I feel like there were definitely some fake reviews put out there of how great it was, or else this product wouldn't have went as viral as it did. But if you search up de-influencing, you're bound to find a video or two talking about the Dior blush and how it is not pigmented at all. While it is a very pretty color, it doesn't show up much unless you like dig your finger in there. And for something that price, it better work. However, Dior has come out with some products in the beauty section that are actually pretty good and people went viral over and actually loved, like the Dior lip oil. I've heard great things about it. I definitely think you could just buy a lip gloss, but that one, it works. Was it worth the price? Maybe not, but it works. One product that I think should be de-influenced is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wax. Okay? I was looking for a brow wax for myself. It like keeps your brows in place, makes them look all nice and laminate and clean. And so that one, bestseller on Sephora.com. I've seen so many reviews on that brow wax and how it works so well. And it does work well. If you look at the reviews, it does work well. However, after a while, it tends to mold, which is nasty. Okay? And then there's people who are like, oh, well, it's molding because you're not storing it right. You have to make sure it's in like a good, like with the humidity and the cooling and everything. And then there was a review of a girl, she's like, I stored it right. Like, I looked up how to store this wax and it's still molded. Yes, it works great until it molds over and you can't use it anymore and you wasted your money. Moving on from beauty products aren't the only thing that have been de-influenced or need to be de-influenced. Technology has been de-influencing for years. Things like the AirPods Max, which are just pretty headphones. Everybody who has them like admits them. I first saw them and I was like, oh my god, these are like $500. Why would anybody buy this? They're just average headphones. They're gonna perform averagely just like your Beats would. But because they're just clean and in a pretty package, people would rather have those than some random headphones from Wish that'll have like 10 times the sound volume coming in your ears. Me personally, I have the AirPod Pros. They work well for me. I wasn't looking for anything too high tech. They pair with my phone. It's great. Love the AirPod Pros. Other things, phones have. I feel like ourselves, we have been de-influencing phones for years since they came out. The Apple and Samsung battle has been going on and is a tale as old as time. I admit, as an Apple user who is filming this video on an Apple phone, that Samsungs are better. I remember I was at lunch one year and I was like, dang it, my phone's about to go dead. I had like 5%. My friend goes, oh, I can charge it for you. And I was like, oh, cool. You have a charger? She goes, no, I can charge it with my phone. This girl did something on her screen, flipped it over, put my phone on top of it, and my phone made the little ding noise. That means it's charging. And I was like, you can charge my phone with your phone. Samsung already won, okay? The features are just better. It's just the iPhones, it's just something about them. Something about them cosmetically just makes me not want the Samsung, even though I know it's better. I think maybe just because Apple things can just pair with more things and the amount of products and like lines that Apple has surrounding their products, you can fully immerse yourself in the Apple experience. Maybe that's why. But Samsung products are better. But I still want an iPhone. Like I don't know what to do. But like there's many like tech creators who will tell you like about the Samsung phone and the features that it has, and it's just that's one example of de-influencing not working because for some reason people still are just will go die on a battlefield to defend their Apple phone. Admit it's better and keep your phone. That's all I have to say about that. Now, why don't we talk about why don't we talk about creators who have been promoting falsely products, the opposite of de-influencing, which is actually promoting a product that you know is bad but doing it for money. Now, as Coco Jones said,
And you would do it too for a check.
like, seriously, if somebody offered me money to promote something, I'd probably I'd probably do it. Okay? As long as like if anybody buys this, it's not gonna like hurt them, I'd promote it for some money. Okay? So I think we've all seen the Michaela makeup scandal where essentially she promoted a mascara from I believe L'Oreal and she was like, love this mascara, works so well. Michaela often in a lot of her makeup looks wears false lashes. And it's like not like a bad thing or anything. Everybody can wear false lashes. They look great on her. But essentially she promoted mascara. And if you're gonna promote a mascara, you shouldn't put false lashes over it so people can see the actual length. Many people accused her of after because she cuts the video, she puts on the mascara, cuts the video, and then like shows you the results. She's like, I love this mascara, like it's great. And then people accused her because they said that they could very well see that she had false lashes on. Now, I don't know because I haven't actually looked closely enough at the video to make up my own opinion on whether or not she has false lashes on. But if so many people are accusing her of it, there's a slim chance that she might have been wearing false lashes, but you can't do when you're promoting a product, especially for a brand that big that many people are going to listen to. And it made the beauty community really not trust her. Michaela is one of like the biggest in the game when it comes to beauty influencing on like social media channels. And that put a lot of distrust between her and her fans because they thought she had been lying to her when her whole brand is about like being honest about like beauty in the community and like makeup and everything and like instilling some confidence in people. And that was her whole brand. So lying to her fan base was a little shocking. Because tea influencing has come so popular nowadays, obviously celebrities and other creators are going to hop on that trend. How you stay on top in social media and the fame business, I guess you could say, I don't know, is by staying on trend. While it is better to create your own trend, that's very hard. There's no guarantee that people are going to receive it well, that people are going to like it, none of that. One of the biggest trends among celebrities that we've seen when it comes to the influencing, not even just celebrities, people in general, but mostly celebrities, is with plastic surgery, fillers, things like that. The viral BBL has become popular. Many people want a BBL, and personally, BBLs are very obvious. Like, if you're not thick to begin with, people can tell if you got one. But lately, a trend that with de-influencing and like not adhering to the big beauty standards and just like natural beauty, being yourself, not over consuming products just because they're popular. Many celebrities have been getting rid of their fillers, plastic surgery things, all of that. One that is very highly speculated is that Kim Kardashian had a boob job and then got rid of them later, which is fine because those type of plastic surgeries, I've heard that they're like in the long term, they can be dangerous. Like they can pop, like you have to get them reinflated. It's just a lot that goes into it. Just stick with what you got. On the new Kardashian show, which I'm not sure why they did Keeping Up with Kardashians, took a year hiatus and then got The Kardashians, which is a Hulu series. But on that show, Kylie talks a lot about the beauty standards that they're setting for their followers and fans, and personally how she thinks it's going to affect her in life, and how she doesn't want to set like false standards for people that they can't reach through things like plastic surgery and the way they dress and the things that they do in their lavish lifestyle. And she specifically doesn't want to set those precedents for her daughter, Stormy, which I'm like, this is a little bit late in the game. Obviously, Kylie Jenner has had some work done. Okay, we all know that. I always say that I think if she would have just like waited a little bit longer before she turned to cosmetic procedures, I think she would have actually like really like blossomed and been super pretty. I think like the things that she didn't like about herself that she changed were just normal teenager things, and that she would have possibly grown out of or grown into. And I wanted to see what she would have looked like if she hadn't gotten anything done. But not only her, a lot of celebrities have been undergoing like transformation, taking out their fillers, getting rid of their tattoos, just overall becoming like better humans for themselves. And I feel like it's a cycle, as in we go into overconsumption, one thing after another. Because in the 90s, the slim body type with like not that many curves and like being like slim and tall, that was the look. That's the look people wanted. So they would get things like liposuction and work out so they could be like lean and a little bit muscular. And then we get to like 2000s, 2010s and being thicker with bigger butts and like wide hips. That was what was popular. So people feed into it. And now again, we're getting back to the taking out the fillers, being who you are naturally, which is probably more slim and lean. And I feel like it's a cycle. It's going to go back and forth for a very long time. We're going to want to be slim and natural, and then we're going to want to be slim and unnatural. There's nothing wrong with cosmetic procedures. If you want something done and you can afford to do it, ball out, get it done. Personally, I don't think I would ever want any cosmetic procedure done on me. Like the most I would do to myself as like I would, the most I would do is probably get like Botox, which I'm like, I'm gonna get old either way, so I might as well just let the wrinkles come, okay? But like honestly, I'm so scared of surgeries anyway, so it's not even like a personal confidence thing. It's a personal. I don't want to go under the knife if I don't have to. Okay, I'm like, I've wanted a maybe like a second piercing. Too scared to do it, so I'll just get one of those fake ear cuffs that you can clip on. But anyway, that is not the point. Many celebrities are getting to this de-influencing trend themselves and questioning themselves about the standards that they're setting and falling back into the other natural beauty side of things. I think there can definitely be some benefits to influencing, like I said, decreasing overconsumption, which can lead to like a lot of lost trashed plastic and prevent overpollution and things like and proving to people that you don't have to buy every single product that you see. Like every single product that you see on social media, most of them do the same thing and there's always cheaper alternatives. Like Elf has been known for like the like cheapest beauty brand with like the most dupes. That's one of the bigger trends is the dupes trend that feeds into de-influencing as well. People finding duplicates, which is what it stands for, duplicates to your favorite products that anybody can afford because they're like drugstore beauty products that are only a couple of dollars. But proving to people that you don't need to buy every product that you see and that you can achieve the look that you see online without having to spend hundreds of dollars. Which you shouldn't be trying to achieve anybody's look that you see online because we're all different. And if we all look the same, the world would be boring. Like I would look around and be like, she looks the same as her, him, her. No, I need some variety. There's talking about but there's more fish in the sea. Like the fish need to be different. If it's all the same fish, we're gonna end up back at square one. Which I think is great that you don't have to spend a lot to look good in your own standards. And I think that is going to be detrimental to things like luxury brands like Tiffany's, Dior, because there are alternatives to those, and people don't think that they need to buy those products anymore to look like their favorite celebrity. However, I feel like there are a couple disadvantages to de-influencing. One being that de-influencing is a trend in itself that is still influencing. It just encourages people to not buy things instead of promoting things. It's like the same type of trend, just with less money spent. And like I said, I think it's a cycle. So it'll go again where people are over consuming, under consuming, over consuming, under consuming. It's going to fluctuate, is my belief. And so I try not to buy anything just because it's viral. But then again, we all feed into it. Me personally, my like pick your poison, my guilty pleasure, my poison is clothing trends. I love clothes. I love shopping. And so when I see like something that's like cute, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that type of shirt. I have to have it. I want to buy it. And obviously, I'm 14 and I'm broke. So I can't buy it. But I can ask somebody else to buy it for me. And it's just sometimes like you feel like, oh my gosh, if I had that in my closet, all of my outfits would go together. There's a part of me that's like, I should buy those shoes because they go with that one shirt I have in my closet. And I always stop myself because I'm like, it goes with one shirt, Addison. You can't buy shoes to go with one shirt. You need more than one shirt that it goes with. And that's that little being financially responsible part in the back of my brain. And sometimes it's a real party pooper. Okay, I didn't ask for its opinion. I wanted to buy the shoes, but I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, there are a couple of advantages to de-influencing because it's just the same as influencing backwards and it'll end eventually and then we'll get right back into it. I also think that it's promoting just another aesthetic. Like we had the visco, and now we have the clean girl aesthetic, which the clean girl aesthetic is all about getting up early, eating healthy. And I think it shows people that if they're not adhering to those standards, their life is not going well. Because the clean girls of social media tend to be fairly successful, have good stable jobs, nice houses. And it's like, well, if I don't get up at 6 a.m. and do yoga, what am I supposed to do with my life? I did try to do this. I am a victim of this. And like the summer after seventh grade, I would get up. I got up at 9, which was early for me. Okay, this was my sleeping till 2, 3 o'clock phase. This was early for me. I got up at 9, and I would get up and I would do 10 minutes of yoga, and I felt so good about myself. And the healthy breakfast thing, that was not for me. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm having my cereal and I'm having my juice, my pancakes and my eggs. I'm not eating a smoothie bowl. That's not enough. But and then I started a bullet journal. Oh my gosh, I used to do that so much. And I would be like, it doesn't look as good as the ones like I couldn't do calligraphy and all the fancy schmancy stuff. So I was like, what's the point of doing it if it's not gonna look good? And just like if you want to journal, you have to journal for your stuff. something that I found that helped me is Bible journaling instead, because then I get to read my Bible, which I enjoy, and make it look nice inside, which works out better for me. I don't feel bad that it doesn't look like other people's because it's my Bible. Clothing I'm still subjected to. I love all the different trends and styles, and I don't think that'll ever change about me. But I'm not different than anybody else when it comes to de-influencing. We're all going to fall victim to it at some point. And so I think it's important that not just like anybody who posts, not just celebrities, acknowledges what they're putting out there and how it's going to affect people. And in the long term, like, what you're saying now going to be applicable in a couple of years? Because then what's the point? Like, I feel like we should create timeless things that can go on for years and years and years that people can still use and not have to feel bad about themselves. But that's just me. Positivity. Yay. I think that's going to be all for today. This is a really impulsive episode. I kid you not, before I started this, I was laying in my bed. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to edit this video. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Probably eat junk food. That's what I do a lot. And I'm not ashamed, okay? That's the trend I'm starting for myself. Junk food. Not de-influencing. I'm completely influencing that. You should go buy yourself some junk food. Junk food is great. Specifically candy. Like, top tier. Take my advice. Or don't take it. Whatever. I don't care because I'm my own person. Okay, anyway, goodbye. Hope you have a great day wherever you are, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will be back next week. Bye.